Hey Kamisha, my name is Marquis and I'm the owner of Nomatic Marketing. And in this video, I'm actually going to show you guys three things that you can do today to help bring in more clients to your law firm. Now, most likely, you're just sitting there asking yourself, why would I even be doing this in the first place? Or better yet, what's in it for me? And honestly, those are two pretty valid questions. Oftentimes in the world of the internet, most local business owners are just too busy actually running their business in order to really learn how the internet can benefit them and their company. And sometimes the only hesitation that they have to working with someone is they don't know who's an expert and who isn't, who's going to actually be able to help them, and who's going to end up just trying to take their money and run. I found by giving people a free attack plan of actual things that they can do to really impact their business, it's resulted in business owners kind of just raising their hands and saying, hey, Marquise, can you just do this for me? So if by the end of the video you feel like I could help you guys with gaining new clients and getting new clients to come into your doors, feel free to shoot me a message and we could chat. Or you can actually take any of the information that I present to you today and use it on your own, and that's fine too. So now, let me show you three things that will set your company above your competition and not waste any more of your time. So the three things that we're going to talk about today are going to be content, citations, and backlinks. So first thing is content. So think of content as any of the words, phrases, actually this video in the background, that's content, any of this stuff down here. This is all seen as content as well. So in order to be fully optimized in Google's eyes, you need to have at least 1,500 words on your front page. So what I did was utilizing a tool that we have here. This is SEO Quake. So this is actually a free tool that anybody can utilize. You really just download it onto your browser as an extension, and it'll show you a lot of really useful information. So one of the things that I use it for is just to see how many words are on that front page of yours. So as you can see here, you guys have 1,598. So you're 98 over. You just made it, and congratulations. That's a very good job. I will say that I have worked with companies that they'll have like 300 words on their front page, and I've also worked with some that have had 3,000 words on their front page, and we just had to like optimize it, make it a little bit better. 1,500 words, great place to be, great place to start. I will say that when you compare it to some of your competitors, like Calculaw, for example, they have about 1,800 words. So the more words that you can have on the page, the more that you can optimize for the keywords that are relevant to your particular type of business or company. The keywords that actually show up in the searches that people are doing in order to find lawyers or law firms or personal injury lawyers. So you kind of want to like stick as many of those in there while still making sure that it makes sense in a paragraph and not just stuffing them in, So definitely something to be mindful of, but you guys are in a great place so far. Second thing I'm going to talk about is going to be citations. So in order to talk about citations, I just did a quick Google search for personal injury attorney, Atlanta, Georgia. So there are a couple things that show up on this page. One is going to be a set of ads. So the ads are basically through the Google Ads network, or the search advertising network to be exact. Basically, they are pay-per-click, which essentially means that a business doesn't have to pay for an ad unless a customer clicks on them. So one of two things tends to happen here. Either this ends up being a very lucrative investment for a business because whoever they're working with knows Google Ads very well. If you take me, for example, I have over 10 years of experience alone with Google Ads, and so I know it pretty well myself. Or what ends up happening is the company is working with someone that doesn't really understand Google Ads as well, and it ends up just losing them more money than they're actually gaining. This is even more prevalent in the legal industry because lawyers and attorneys, you guys tend to pay more per click for ads, and it's only because more people, it's like an auction, so more people are willing to pay more. So it can range anywhere from like $60-$70 to like $200-$300 per click. You just need to know how to manipulate the system a little bit, and that just comes with actually knowing how it works. The part that I want to show you is actually down here. So this is the Google Map Pack, or the Maps section for short. So it's where you can find the name, address, phone number for a business. It's also where you can find their hours of operation, as well as their star rating, so the review rating as well. So I'll have business owners kind of approach me and just say, hey, Marquis, how can I show up in this Google Map Pack? How can I show up in the top 3? Well, there are a couple things that you can do to kind of like optimize this and get yourself shown in this top 3 section. Some of the things include just optimizing your description. That would be like, adding in some keywords that are relevant to your business. Number 2 would be optimizing, I don't know, like your pictures, making sure those are relevant to different keywords that you want to show up for. And you can also optimize for citations. So citations essentially are anywhere on the internet where your name, address, and phone number show up exactly the same. So think of it as putting your business into online directories, kind of like the Yellow Pages back in the day. So if you remember, the Yellow Pages used to show up on your doorstep, and then they would include like all the businesses, like if they were running ads, they were running in the Yellow Pages, but it would essentially have your name, address, phone number for your business. Basically, the Yellow Page book turned into an online Yellow Pages, and there are multiple online directories in which a business can put their information. And all of these different directories where your information is shown is a different citation. So in order to kind of like see how many citations a business has, there are different things that you can use. So one of the other tools that we utilize here, this is whitespark.ca. It's a local citation finder. So it'll show you the citations that a business has across the web. So if you take a look at Ross and Pines here, you guys have about 44 citations. Great place to be. But if you compare it to the Calca Law Group, they have about 43 citations. So you guys only have one more citation than they do, which isn't a bad thing. It is good because you have at least 44 citations. It's better than having 0. And we've definitely worked with companies that have had like 0, 5, 10 citations. What I tend to recommend for businesses is to have anywhere between 200 and 300 citations. It just puts you in a league all your own, especially when the average company is going to have about this many citations. You guys are like now in the middle of the pack. What you want to do is be able to stand out. 200 to 300, that has you stand out. And that would be basically an automatic win as far as the citation check mark would go for you guys. All right. The last thing I want to talk about is going to be backlinks. So think of backlinks as how a website has authority on the web. So simply put, if you were to take site A, and site A points to site B, therefore site A is acting as a backlink for site B, which is giving site B more authority on the web. So if you think of Google as a kind of popularity contest, the more sites that are pointing at you, the more relevant you are in Google's eyes, which is a really good thing. But not just any backlinks work though. They do need to be relevant. So is the difference between having a backlink for I don't know, newlawyers.com and having a backlink for pizzahut.com. One is actually relevant to your actual business, it's the same kind of industry, and the other deals with getting 10% off your next pie. One actually has to do with your business, the other doesn't. So it's definitely something to be mindful of. So what I did was take your business and actually put it into one of the other tools that we utilize here. This is Ahrefs. I think that this is probably around like $100 a month, so a very nominal fee, but it gives you a lot of really useful information about a person's website and what they're doing, backlinks, keywords, everything. So as you can see here, you guys have almost 2,000 backlinks in total across 187 referring domains. Basically, it means that 187 different websites are having all these backlinks come from them, essentially. This is, once again, a really good place to be. I've worked with companies that have had 0 backlinks, especially startups that I've worked with in the past, and we've gotten them to thousands, tens of thousands of backlinks. If you were to compare you guys to one of your competitors, once again, they have about 12.4 backlinks. So that's 12,000 backlinks that they have across 159 referring domains. So they have quite a bit more backlinks than you guys, but it's definitely not something that's unbeatable. Most of the battle is just knowing where you guys stand. And Calculaw, they are on the first page of Google, especially when you do a search for something like personal injury attorney. And actually, if I go back here, you see the Calculaw group is right in here. So they are doing pretty well with what they're doing. So all you would have to do is just increase the amount of backlinks, maybe increase the amount of referring domains, and you can be competitive in that space as well. So once again, just to kind of recap what we went over today. First thing is content. So your front page needs to have at least 1,500 words in order for you to be fully optimized in Google's eyes. You guys are pretty much there. You have a little bit over 1,500 words. The only thing that I would say is to probably go back through your website again, just to make sure that you guys are having the right types of keywords in there, and then maybe bolstering it up just a little bit more, because you're barely above 1,500, but then you have competitors that are in 1,600, 1,700. I've seen some people in your area that are practicing personal injury attorneys, and they have it like 3,000 words. So definitely something to be mindful of and an easy change to make. The second thing would be citations. So you want to have anywhere between 200 and 300 of these just to kind of beat out your competition by a landslide. And the third thing is backlinks. So you're going to need more relevant sites pointing at you guys just to show Google that you are the authority. And if you were to implement these strategies today, you could be #1 across Google. So I guess I bet you're wondering, what now? Well, you can either go and use the information I provided you on your own, and I'm perfectly all right with that. Or if you want the most efficient route and you actually want to save yourself a little bit of time, you can give me a call at 970-829-1342. Once again, my name is Marquis and I'm with Nomatic Marketing, and my number is 970-829-1342. I look forward to hearing from you. Have a good one.